Well, hey there team, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to some more Hardspace Shipbreaker. Quite enjoying this barge update, and we're onto a new ship today, actually. So let's have a squiz. We're not at the wipe, not yet, but it's not far off. Well, there we go, we've got 3 very hards. I was sort of musing about whether maybe the top slots were hard and very hard down the bottom, but no, not the case here. Station hopper, and a heavy cargo. Heavy cargo, an old favourite of the old Scarlet. I think we're going to do that. We're going to do a very hard, heavy cargo. For those not familiar, the current system is that we're doing... I do it in one setting because they haven't fixed the save issue. We're not going to rant about that. That's its own thing. But I basically record an entire ship's work order in one go. I'm not going to go whole buffalo. I'm not that anal retentive. I don't really see the value in that. But getting the randomly generated work order at a very hard level is a tricky one and a long one. And working through that, I think there's value in that. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to revisit an old classic here. So, okay, what are we looking at for inventory? 4 repair kits. Okay, well, that's fine. We don't need to do that. I should have checked the state of my gear, but oh well. Look at it booting up. Here we go. Well, look, there's the reactor at the top. What else? Power generator, ECU, thruster, nanocarbon metal, fuse, fuel, heatsink, industrial hoist. Oh, I know what that is. Yep, data drive. And 6 shipping crates. Only 6. Okay, interesting. Okay, so that's all pretty fair. Where's the bloody airlock live these days? Oh, it's at the back, isn't it? There, airlock. Yeah. Geez, it has been a hot minute since I've been on one of these.
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
Well, I think probably rendering the reactor safe is probably a pretty smart first step.
Airlock pressure levels increasing.
Oh, it's like a trip down memory lane.
Pressure level decreasing.
Alright, well, I guess we could cycle the front separately. Maybe we go through... You know what, let's not mess around. Let's...
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
Do this.
Airlock pressure levels dropping.
Now... I used to do the reactor kidney pull, if I recall correctly. Just where I would pull it straight out the side of the ship. I guess it would probably spark once though on the way out, if memory serves. I don't think I ever pulled the whole thing out. Well, I guess let's get back to work. Geez, it's good that I've sort of forgotten a little bit how it all works.
Salvage destroyed. Please refrain from damaging salvage.
You just do your job, I'll do mine, alright? Shut up. Been streaming more and more. We're talking about doing micro sort of streams. Probably worth mentioning it to you guys here. Sort of like little 2-hour streams maybe. Maybe you guys would be interested in that. Maybe we'll stream this. Alright, so... let's see. Because the blaster's on either side, right? Okay, we could probably handle that. We can handle that. Alright. That worked out well. Nice. That's a pretty perfect cut, actually. So we could definitely pull that out here. I'm curious if we could pull the entire mechanism out. I don't know about that. Because that's how I protect it from sparking. If I were to do that, I would have to... Because we can cut this plate here.
Object accepted for processing. Credits deposited.
But I'm pretty sure we'll still get a spark. I don't know. Let's give it a go. This used to be how I did it. It's been a hot minute. I'm enjoying all the new songs. There's a couple of new tracks in the soundtrack. It's already sticking in my head. Alright, well now we don't want to yank that straight away, but I think I might be able to pull that out manually, actually. That might be how we do this. Alright, let's give it a go. I mean, we could use the key. I'm curious if we can get away with not using the key. Alright, yeah, so that still works. We just got to worry about the spark.
Urgent action required.
See how it's got full health, though? Still works. Still works.
Deposit accepted. Credits transferred.
It didn't spark, which was interesting, but yeah, that was my main concern. Let's turn that tether off. That's why I was concerned about maybe trying to pull the whole assembly out, because if it does spark, the shielding actually will protect it for 1 or 2 good sparks. And you can pull it by the top, we discovered as well. Okay, so power generator, that usually lives right up the front. Interesting now that I've pulled the... Oh. It's a shame that's got air in it. Okay, so there we go. We pulled the power from the whole ship, from the core. That's interesting. I thought it would still work with... Oh wow, we can't even action the handles. Alright, that's fine.
Air pressure level decreasing.
Fuck. Of course, the door frame exploded. Shit, it's hit coolant.
Validating air warranty.
Hang on, we need to fix this. We need to stop this. Oh, I've died. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's fine. It just blew the ass off the whole ship. Okay, so what went wrong there is that I didn't cycle the entire ship before pulling the core, and the power stopped. I kind of thought that the power up here would still go without the core, to be honest. You know, do we not have any sort of accumulators or battery systems or anything like that to hold power? It does seem like a bit of a fatal flaw if you think the ship, the thrusters gone? Yeah, they're gone. The ECU's still intact somehow, which is crazy. That, you know, if the reactor, for whatever reason, stops, the entire ship's functionality stops. I don't know about that. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me in fiction, right? Sure, it would lose thrust and the ability to, I don't know. Well, we've got thrusters as well, don't we? And then nacelles, well, I don't know if this thing actually has nacelles, it just has thrusts. Anyway, it's just interesting. I'm sort of musing. I'm not necessarily sulking or upset. I'm okay with this explosion and that misstep. It's just I didn't realize that that works, that happens that way. Now, is this the hoist here? I'd be curious if it's actually changed, if I was right originally, because you'd think after all these episodes I would know that, but I don't. So, I mean, hey, totally totally reasonable that there are things that I'm still learning to this day, but they do nerf and change this game so much that I do have to wonder if maybe originally it didn't actually short power to all the handles, but now it does. Anyway, I'm sure there are people that watch this that are more in the know than me. I'd be curious. But the big misstep in all of this was that I brain farted that there wouldn't be there wouldn't be an explosive decompression. Like, of course there was going to be one.
Air pressure level decreasing.
Having said that, why wasn't that explosive decompression? You know what I mean? Like, where you have the door frame explode and the flashing warning. Why didn't that just happen? On the ECU's there anyway, so when I was rushing in to help, I was just going to an airlock. I was trying to get to the ECU to disable the coolant. Hang on, that's interesting. We might have noted a flaw in this game. If I cut this, it's going to explosively decompress. We're going to get a warning, and then it's going to blow the whole frame off, right? Which is what just happened to us. But if I blow the glass, like we just did, I'll hold on. But it's going to potentially be gentle. Oh, you know what? That wasn't compressed. But I think that raises an interesting point. That shouldn't happen. If I burn off that door and it explodes out, then burning out this window should make the entire frame explode as well. Surely, right? So here we have another problem. I could cut this and it will explosively decompress, right? But if we blow out the window, it shouldn't.
Air pressure level decreasing.
Is that something? No. Okay, cool. Developers. Like, this isn't me necessarily being, you know how I get on me bloody horse about fix your shit, that sort of thing, when they do stupid fucking things to this game. That's not what this is. This is, dear developers, I found a problem with your game. You need to either make the windows explosively decompress, or you need to make it so the doors decompress the way that those windows do. But the point is, there's no consistency, and that's it. Now that I know that, I will always do it through the window. Dare I say it's an exploit. So if we cut this, nothing will happen. Nice. Alright, well at least we've decompressed the whole thing. Oh, I have to get I have to get 3 industrial hoists. Interesting. Okay. I'm still going to persevere with this hull anyway, because we've still got some things that we can do. Oh, it's... I was like, where is its little bloody clamps, but they hadn't popped in. Yeah, so I'd be curious if people know anything more about that power thing, or maybe I'm just a bloody squarehead and it's always been like that. But all that aside, the explosive, I should have known better about the explosive decompression. 100%. Alright, but we were trying to get to that power generator. Yeah, they've done something different with the physics as well, like in the past, oh, I don't know, 50 episodes. See how it just springs apart then? That can't be right. Can I move this as one piece? Is it? 26 ton. I think it's too big. Yeah, look at that, just rocking apart.
Carter, we're getting down to the wire. Let's put a bow on this shit.
It's always been interesting to me. I feel like it must be an issue with their physics system, that I can move things with my head easier than these fucking industrial tethers. Oh no, the fuses are causing trouble.
Salvage secured. Credits deposited.
I'll have to go find the other one. Okay, we'll persevere. Own your mistakes. Actually, yeah, I fucked up there, but yeah, I'm definitely curious about the power system. I could have sworn that the handles almost, like, seemed pneumatic in a way, like they're mechanical. And actually, if you want to go deeper into sci-fi shit, look at, I play Stationeers in case you guys didn't realize. And quite often, I don't power the airlocks, I just crowbar them open, right? And I'm ex-Navy as well. All the handles, all the doors on your ship are dogged, right? Which is to say that they have metal, you know, clamps on the corners, and you know, you basically have to turn a mechanism not only to like seal it, but to open it. The point is that it can't really fail unless you radically warp the hull or something like that. The point is you can still use the passageways, even if you have to employ leverage through like getting some actual bits of equipment and that, but you should still be able to get through. And it just seems a bit strange to me to have electronic handles, or you know, in this, or let me collect myself. I'm saying handles because the doors don't have handles, right? But the handle equivalent is purely electronic, even though there's a turning mechanism to it. It just seems very strange. What they should do, and this is more about development in the long term, is maybe have a powered version, right? Where you, like now, where it works like power steering in a way, right? Power assisted. But then if you do take the power out, there should be like a physical release, maybe, you know, like not power steering. But yeah, there should always be like a, not pneumatic, but there should always be a mechanical, that's what I'm trying to say. There should always be a mechanical handle to open doors on ships. Spaceships should be the same as well. Everything in sci-fi you've ever seen, every fucking airlock ever, have big manual turning mechanisms as well. So, that's more interesting as I explore it and talk about it out loud. I'm like, that's a bit of a oversight. I wonder if they're aware of it though. Like, this is their job, not mine. I play this game every now and then, that's about it. These guys do it every day, 8 hours a day, no matter what. So that maybe that's something they've already thought of. But yeah, that seems actually really, I think at the core, that's why it wasn't sitting right with me that depowering the ship would affect the doors, because the doors should always have a manual, mechanical, physical override. Yeah. Hopefully that's something that they implement later on. I really hope so, because that would actually really add to the game. Then, because at the moment now, if you're aware of it, it's a binary decision. If I want to open the door, I don't depower the ship. If you did it that way, it'd be like, I could depower the ship, but it'll make opening the doors a bit more of a fuck around, but still, I could still open them, you know, potentially without cutting them. Interesting. Alright, team, thanks again for joining me. Might just leave it there for the time being, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.